How does the plain meaning rule interpret legal statutes? Imagine opening a book and reading the words exactly as they are written. That's pretty much how courts approach legal statutes with the plain meaning rule. It's a simple idea but a powerful one. When a law is clear and straightforward, judges stick to what the words say, no matter what they think the law should mean. This rule helps keep things predictable and fair. So how does it work? When a case comes up, the judge first looks at the words of the law. They ask, would a reasonable person understand these words the way I do? If the answer is yes, then the judge applies that meaning. For example, if a law says you cannot park in a no parking zone, the judge will interpret that as any area marked clearly with a no parking sign. They won't try to guess what the legislature might have meant if the words are clear. Sometimes, the law includes specific definitions for certain words. When that happens, those definitions take priority over the usual meaning. But if no special definition exists, the judge uses the everyday meaning of the words. This approach makes the law easier to understand and follow. It also limits how much judges can interpret laws, keeping them from rewriting laws based on their personal opinions. Another important part of this rule is reading the law in context. Judges don't just look at one sentence but consider the whole statute. They check grammar and how the parts fit together. This helps ensure the interpretation is consistent. If the law says vehicle, and the context shows it means cars and trucks, then the judge will interpret it that way. The plain meaning rule also promotes fairness. It respects the role of the lawmakers who write laws. Judges are there to apply the law, not change it. So, if the words are clear, they follow them. But if the words are confusing or lead to absurd results, courts can look for other ways to interpret. Still, they do not rewrite the law just because they disagree with its apparent meaning. In courtrooms, this rule is very important. It helps judges make decisions based on what the law actually says. This keeps the process fair and consistent. It also helps people know what to expect when they follow the law. When laws are clear, everyone can understand their rights and responsibilities without guessing. To sum it up, the plain meaning rule says that courts should interpret legal statutes by focusing on the ordinary, everyday meaning of the words used. If the language is clear, the law is enforced as written. The rule also requires reading the law in context and respecting any definitions provided within the statute. This way, the law is applied fairly, predictably, and in line with what the lawmakers intended.